In the book of Revelation, the Apostle John describes a vision he had of the end of the world. At the center of this vision are the four horsemen of the apocalypse, representing conquest, war, famine, and death, who ride out to bring about the apocalypse. These horsemen have become a powerful symbol in Christian theology, representing the end of days. While interpretations of the four horsemen vary, they are generally seen as harbingers of the end of the world. Each horseman represents a different aspect of the apocalypse, with conquest bringing chaos and upheaval, war bringing destruction and violence, famine bringing scarcity and suffering, and death bringing an end to all things. The four horsemen are a reminder of the fragility of life and the inevitability of the end. The first horseman of the apocalypse is Conquest. This horseman rides a white horse and carries a bow, symbolizing his ability to conquer and dominate. In some interpretations, he is also known as Pestilence or White Rider. Conquest represents the triumph of evil over good, and his appearance signals the beginning of the end times. Conquest is an important figure in the prophecy because he sets the stage for the other horsemen to follow. His conquests pave the way for war, famine, and death to wreak havoc on humanity. Without conquest, the other horsemen would not be able to fulfill their roles in the prophecy. War, the second horseman of the apocalypse, is a fearsome figure that brings destruction and chaos wherever he goes. In the prophecy, War is described as riding a fiery red horse and wielding a great sword, symbolizing his power and his willingness to use violence to achieve his goals. But war is not just a physical force. He also represents the idea of conflict and strife in all its forms, from political disagreements to personal rivalries. As such, war is a powerful symbol of the destructive power of human nature, and a warning of the dangers of unchecked aggression and violence. Famine, the third horseman of the apocalypse, is often considered the most devastating of the four. It represents scarcity and hunger on a massive scale, leading to widespread suffering and death. In the context of the prophecy, famine is seen as a consequence of war and conquest, which disrupt agriculture and food supply chains. Famine has been a recurring theme throughout human history, from ancient civilizations to modern times. It has caused untold misery and hardship for millions of people, especially in developing countries where poverty and conflict exacerbate the effects of droughts and other natural disasters. As we contemplate the significance of famine in the Four Horsemen prophecy, let us also remember the real-world impact it has on individuals and communities around the globe. As we delve into the final horseman of the apocalypse, we are faced with the most daunting and terrifying figure of all, death. Representing the ultimate end, death is the embodiment of mortality and the natural conclusion to all life. In the context of the prophecy, death serves as a reminder of the fragility of our existence and the inevitability of our eventual demise. But beyond its symbolic significance, death also holds profound implications for humanity. As we confront the reality of our own mortality, we are forced to grapple with the meaning and purpose of our lives. What legacy will we leave behind? How will we be remembered? These are questions that death forces us to consider, and they are questions that demand our attention if we are to truly live meaningful and fulfilling lives. In Christian theology, the four horsemen of the apocalypse represent the end of days and the ultimate fate of humanity. Each horseman symbolizes a different aspect of the apocalypse: conquest, war, famine, and death. According to the prophecy, these horsemen will ride across the earth, bringing destruction and chaos in their wake. They are harbingers of the end of the world as we know it, signaling the final judgment and the coming of the Messiah.